Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Behind the Stage. With us at Showpark Complex, Behind the Stage is our latest digital series where we invite you into everything Showpark Complex related. Last week we started off with our technical coordinator, Mr. Fabian Smart, and this week we are transitioning to the Stagehands, who we can hear in the background. Who are on location with Mr. Arnold at Showpark Complex. Today we have a sort of different but a very fun and exciting show for you. I am at home and Mr. Arnold is at Showpark with the stagehands in their element, and they're going to give you a tour of their workroom and the stage and give you clarity and insight into their daily routine and what they do in terms of prep for a show. Mr. Arnold, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Well, I'm here at Showpark Complex, as you indicated. And of course, you can see our two hardworking stagehands. That's Chris and that's Lara. Well, not Lara. His name is actually Dwane. And as you can see, two handsome young men with their masks. And they may need to move the mask so that people just make sure that they make you out. That's very important. And we're in the workroom. And these guys, this is the center of operation. As you can see around the room, you see a number of microphone cords. They will talk about it in a bit. And you can also see speaker boxes, crates, carriage. Our listeners, tell our viewers, exactly when we have a show, what happens, what it is we have to do to ensure that the show is a success. We know we have to get the details right, and later on we'll be talking outside a bit on the stage, how you all set up the stage. We have a modular stage. But for now, tell us a bit about what you all will do when you all are preparing for a show. How do you all lay out the microphones, the stands? Tell us a bit about in here.
All right. First, we get our riders, which entails what microphones, how many cords, what kind of mics, what instrument come in. There's drums, keyboards, guitars, just name it, full works. Saxophone, they will send the rider, we execute on the stage.
So the rider is like a manual that tells you exactly what the client wants.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So once we get that,
right,
everything just run really smooth. Right.
Right. So what are the differences you have? I mean, you can get up and show us. What are the differences you all have with the microphones, for example? It's about length. It's about what?
Yeah. Well, we have different lengths. XLR. XLR is microphone cords.
Right.
3 foot.
Right.
25.
All right.
And 50.
And 50. Okay.
Which are 3-pin.
Right. 3-pin XLR. Right. You have another option to that, which would be the
cordless.
The quarter inch.
Oh, yeah.
But we use for this,
yeah.
Correct.
What we use for this is we don't really use quarter.
Right.
That's before.
Yeah.
In modern days now is only XLR. Most things come XLR.
Right. So what kind of microphones at Showpark you all use?
We use like the SM58, SM57, SM58 cordless. We have cordless. Yeah, the cordless.
The cordless. Yeah, cordless.
We have.
You have any here? You have any here that we can show our viewers?
Yeah.
Right. So we have microphones.
Yeah, which is
right.
SM58.
Right.
Cordless, which one of the best microphones you get.
Right. Right. Sure. Right.
Right.
SHURE. Right. So what about if the performance is one that requires movement, like a lavalier, like a...
Well, we have lapels.
Lapels, right.
Which are hooked on to you.
Right.
Right. And
Miss Sun, I'll just
with
shift
a
the
back,
camera
Right.
so we could
that you
see.
can move on any part of the stage.
Right. Right.
Right?
Okay.
Any part of the stage.
Right.
Very clear.
So for dramatic productions and so on, this is ideal. Right. At Showpark, about approximately how many of those we have?
Showpark has 4 lapels.
4 lapels, okay.
Right? And we have 4.
And about how many microphones you would say we have on the other?
Handhelds.
4 handhelds,
Right?
okay.
Which is cordless.
Cordless.
Right?
And then we have
Corded mics.
corded mics.
Which are SM58s.
Right. How many of those approximately?
Approximately 20.
20. Oh,
Right?
good.
And we have 57, which are about 30.
30. Okay, good. 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 All right. Do we have goosenecks?
We have goosenecks, what we call podium mics.
Podium mics, right.
Right?
Right. Okay. So we have goosenecks which would fit for conferences and meetings. That's good.
Podium mics.
Good.
Right? So we have 2 of these.
Right. So on the microphone side, we see what you guys are doing. This is like your table. What do you do here?
Well, at this table, this is our workstation, which is we do repairs of cables, mics, just name it. Everything you could think about.
Lara, you ever had a chance to work on this table?
Yes, many times. Many times.
Yeah, no. I just was bringing him into the conversation there. So now, Lara, on the boxes here, what goes on with these boxes?
CPP boxes, monitors,
Monitors, okay.
German stage.
Right.
So,
I see we have a lot.
yeah, we have about 12 in all.
Right.
And
So we use them as on-stage monitors at the side and in front.
Yeah.
Right. So we have them as side
We
fields
have
also.
backup singers, we use these.
Good.
If you are drummers, we use these.
Okay.
We have
Good.
a personal keyboard and accent monitor, we use.
Right. We use these.
Yeah.
And basically, if we have about 12, we have sufficient here so that depending on the size of the show,
Yeah.
we could definitely we can cover the show. That's good. What's here? What are the carriage? I notice you all have lighting fixtures and so on. So tell us about this.
Well, our carriages, first, our space is very large.
Right.
So it's not easier to do everything
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Some of our
Yeah.
equipments are really heavy. So we have carriages that we load our stuff and we carry straight on stage. Right?
Right.
Right? So because we have a lot of lighting fixtures that
Hey, Risa, are you with us?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Okay. I didn't hear you there for a bit, so I just wanted to make sure that you're here. Yeah.
we have a lot of lighting fixtures.
Right.
One, because what happens is every event entails different programming, different lighting, different setup, all that stuff. So all shows we do something totally different.
Right.
All the shows are going to be the same.
So what I tell our clients is that our shows are customized.
Right.
Yes. So that we every show calls for different approaches. So, but what's great is that at Showpark we can fulfill almost all of the requirements for these shows. Right. So let's move to one of the big things for us is this thing about the stage. So tell us about the platforms. The fact that we don't have a permanent stage, is a modular stage. Tell us a bit about how this works.
All right. Our stage is very safe. One, right?
Safe.
Very
Yeah.
easy to construct. Takes a lot of weight. A lot of weight meaning a car could go on top of it.
Right. So a car can actually go on the stage and it won't crack. Okay. Good.
So, and it's very easy, simple. The
So how do you all put the stage? I mean, the platforms are like this.
right, yeah.
So go ahead.
We have platform 6 by
Right.
4.
Right.
And we have platform 8 by 4.
Right. 6x4 and 8x4. Right.
Right?
And how do you lock them together?
Well, we lock them in from like this.
Mm-hmm.
We lock them together with our key.
Ah,
So
good.
what happens is, suppose when the next one comes kiss,
Right.
this part turn into it and locks it together. So the whole stage has this and it has 2 on one side, 1 on the other side.
So this calls for a lot of care and attention because if you damage that,
Yeah.
then you compromise the integrity of this platform. So it calls for a lot of work. Yeah, calls for a lot of work. Right, nice. Risa, you have a question on anything here?
No, it's just also very informative for me as well. What is the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
intricate stage design have they done to date?
Yeah, to date, what would you say would be the most intricate design we have ever had to do here?
Yeah, the best design we have done was a heritage opening.
The heritage opening. Okay.
Yeah, where we had the 2 catwalk on the side.
The 2 catwalk on the side and so on.
Yeah,
Right, right, right,
that was one
right.
of our best.
And basically, we can do stages. What sizes?
We could do stage from 80 to,
We can do actually 80 by 80.
yeah.
Yeah, 80 by 80. Yeah.
80 by 80.
And what's exciting about here is that we can also move the whole stage and use the whole plan, the whole floor. Right? I recall 1-2 show when we had motorbikes coming on as props, in the performance and so on. So tell us a bit about, we talked about it last week, how you all control that. Can you go and operate that?
Yes, but I'll get 5 minutes to run upstairs to put on the brake on the system.
Right, no problem. You can do that. Yeah. So tell us a bit about here. We have a cyclorama, that white curtain. What is that about?
Well, the cyclorama basically it's like a big screen.
Right.
We could reflect lights on it and give you a nice effect form. We put projectors that shows we can project things off of it. Right? Whereas we have legs which hide the back
Right.
from the
audience. Yeah.
Right? We have a main curtain which you can have a start your show either open,
Right. Open or close.
Yeah. Right?
So that's the main
that's
main
the
curtain,
Yes.
the maroon curtain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have show start open or you could have a close.
And you remember the FCB, I think, is where we had the chance to talk and show off a bit on the amount of flies we had. Because we had props coming down, going up, and so on. And I think last week Fabian spoke about the fact that we have about 20 of those. And I think FCB will probably have been the best show that we had to exhibit the use of the flies. Again, for people with dramatic productions and landscape productions, like opening Heritage Night and so on, this is ideal for that. Again, in the back here, what do you all do? You all do a bit of storage here?
Whatever platforms or rest of the stage we don't use, that's storage.
Right, storage there.
That's storage. So our stuff don't get wet.
Right,
To get soil or rotten because it's not supposed to be taking a lot of water. If you take a lot of water, the platform will eventually rot.
Right. So what are some of the rules that Shore Park that we ask our clients that here with the gate, for example, entrance, load in, load out. Yeah,
Exactly.
talk about that a bit.
Load in, load out. We have big gate. You can bring the biggest prop you want,
Right,
but you could only come to a certain point,
right,
right? Because we don't allow people
right,
to drive in the car. What? One. Two, our stage, we don't allow no hammering, no
right.
nails, no staples,
No staples at all.
none of those stuff.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Most you can put on our stages, reflective tapes,
Right.
what can easily be taken off.
Yes.
But we don't
Yes.
want to deface the
Yes.
shop property. So we try to keep it as
And
best
then,
as
of
we
course, we also don't encourage any parking
can.
behind here
Any
either.
parking back up
We also, I think you all have also used here as dressing room
those
area
areas,
where
yeah.
you all put up tents and
Tents,
what have
yeah,
you,
we
you
do
know?
put tent. If we don't have enough room, we line up tent
Right,
so people can
right,
dress up in the
right,
back and still have a nice show. Right?
right. In terms of stage management on the night, you guys are so critical to that. So talk a bit about some of the experiences we had where we had difficult people, we now have to talk to people, you know, that is always a critical part of a show.
So what has been the most challenging part is that you will do a rehearsal, a dress rehearsal,
Right.
and on the night of the night of the show, things would change, and they would not inform us as the technical team.
Right,
Right? And that
right.
does be a problem because when we expect this prop to go on,
Yeah, something else
something
happened.
else has happened. So
Yeah,
now we know how to rush back to take over back the prop because information hasn't been traveling
correct, correct.
right way.
And,
And then sometimes we have perfect shows where everything runs so smooth and nice
yes,
because
yes.
everything was transitioned the right way.
And Chris, I'm glad you made that point because, part of that problem is really communication. And when it doesn't happen, you know who they're going to blame when it's finished?
It's always
It's
technical,
always the technical guys, always stage hands, right? But I hear you. We rehearse one thing, but it speaks to the fact that you have to also be dynamic and you also have to have a sense of impromptu and spontaneity, in terms of reacting, you know. Tell us a bit about the sound booth and the lighting booth.
Also, approximately, I would say about 950 feet from the stage,
Right,
right, where we operate sound and lighting and the same booth, whereby they can communicate with each other,
right.
right? Because sometimes a song and the lights may have to flow at the same time, so they're right there that people communicate together.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Right?
And just a few comments on sound distribution in this hall. What is that like? If I sit on top, if I sit below, if I sit on the side, is it pretty good in terms of you can hear?
Yeah, you can hear visitors any part that the hall is in. Any part, right? The song is really, really good. Very
Right,
good.
right.
Very
Yeah.
good. No matter where it is, the song will reach you, right? The song will reach you. I see Lara reach you.
Yeah. So Lara, right. Risia, can you see Lara?
Yes, I can see him up there.
Right. So he's by the
I can't
control
hear
for
him though,
the
but yeah.
for the rigging, right? So we're gonna see what happens to the rigging while he does up and down, so that our viewers could actually.
And to our viewers, if
Can
it is
we
that you're
can we
just
get a
joining us, this is Behind the Stage with Chopar Complex. Currently, I am stationed at home and Mr. Arnold is on site at the building with our stagehands. They're demonstrating the use of the stage, the rigging, and just telling us about the equipment, and just further enlightening everyone about our unique selling proposition at Showpack in terms of what really makes us different and stand apart from other facilities. Mr.
That's part
Arnold?
about working on Chopper.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, there, Reese. Yeah, that's keeping them informed. As I said, I'm here with Chris and Lara, and Lara is actually at the controls. Lara, are we gonna get a? Yeah, I think he's trying to make sure that we do that.
Just for
That's just,
information's sake, Lara is
yeah, it
just
doesn't
a
matter.
nickname. His actual name is Dwane Wallace, but we affectionately refer to him as Lara.
Yeah,
Just in case you might be wondering
yeah.
if it's
So
Brian
about
Lara
this,
at Showpack. No, it's not. You know? So,
no, Dwane Wallace, Dwane Wallace. Yeah, I keep saying Lara because you know at Chopper how we do it. It's one family, you know. You remember that time when we had Sinach?
Yes,
Yeah, you remember
we had
all up on the top here? That was amazing. I mean, I came to look at the show, and I couldn't just look at the show. I had to end up working. You know what I mean? Just
and that
throngs of
was-
people.
And that was one of our
Yeah,
largest
Yeah.
events we ever had
Yep.
at Chopper.
Yeah. very challenging. Very challenging. But the show itself was amazing.
Amazing.
And you guys had a nice, I see, like for example, here, Lara, apart from the main part of the stage, we have another tier, right? Where I'm trying to remember the last show we had. So we even have the ability to do 2-tier and 3-tier stages, right, at Chopper. We basically fit the place to suit the customer, you know, which is so important, you know.
You know me, Mila?
So I think we should be able to get.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
so again, if it is that you're just joining us, this is Behind the Stage. This is our newest series here at Showpack Complex, where we're basically just inviting you behind the stage,
Right,
as
so-
we're calling it, to see our operation.
look at
Mr.
this.
Arnold?
Yeah, I'm just
So,
saying this is if the curtain coming down. They're just showing you the movement of the curtain. And so we can actually, I don't know if I can go, but yeah, so go ahead, Chris.
So this is how we- so this is
Ah,
how we open.
right. So you open by pulling here, but the whole curtain can go up.
Yes.
Ah, so let me say go up. Pull it back, yes, close it back. So you can see, closes it back. And then Lara will send the whole thing up, right? Okay, let me see. Nice. And actually, all the flyers can work like this. We can actually put props on each flyer and they come down and go up at our command. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff there.
So you're seeing
Right.
Lara, Dwane Wallace in the background. He's operating the rigging.
Yes, he's operating that at the controls on the side. So usually at the show, somebody has to be stationed there. That's what they told me, because they have to follow the flow of the show. What's coming up when FCB, we had that. We had that down. So tell us a bit about the steps.
All right. So we have
How many steps we have?
4 steps.
4 steps, all right?
Okay, put-
Good. 2 at the front sometimes, at the side. And how many ramps we
We
have?
have 2 rounds.
2 ramps. And we have 2 ramps,
By 16.
right? 8 by 16. Good.
So we have a large crop, whatever.
Right,
You can
right,
reach and stick it out.
right. Nice. So, I mean, what we have learned today is basically in terms of the tech support for a show, for any show. You guys are the guys that really make it happen because, as you know, when we sit with the clients, we have to talk in that way, you know. Let's just go back a bit in the workstation. All these are microphones, of course, right? And so, Risia, I think we have gotten a really good view, and a really good view of what's happening here at Shore Park in context of the work that it takes backstage with these guys. And I think they covered a lot about what happens in terms of getting microphones. But you noted what they really said that stuck with me is you must have the rider. That rider is almost like the Bible. The Bible, which actually says, these are the requirements we need for a successful show. And I think they were able to show us how we build the stage and the technical parts about that, kinds of microphone, the fact that we have lighting fixtures, the sound booth, so that anybody, again, following this series that we're doing here behind the stage, has a good appreciation of what we do at Shore Park to ensure that we have a very successful show. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally enjoyed this morning's episode. I know that typically, just describing to everybody what is happening there, that could only go so far. So actually seeing the microphones, the stage, the rigging and everything, how the flies work, how they come down and everything is very fun and exciting for me. I would have loved to hear a bit more from Lara as it relates to just memorable events and so that he would have worked. I hope he's not shying away from the camera.
Yeah. So, what we can do is, he was also walking to go and turn on. So what we can actually do, Lara, what we want to know is something memorable. If you can just tell us a few memorable
Chris
events
spoke
you
about
worked
the
on.
Senat show and FCB.
And the joy it is to be here, working at Shore Park.
The joy working at Shore Park is very nice to me. I enjoy it on a show night. My shows are like Heritage, Opening.
Yeah, he was here for FCB. Yeah, you were here.
FCB. Plus the Dominion show.
Right, the Dominion show.
A lot of shows, but my main part in the shows are the Spotlight for now.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy Spotlight a lot.
Okay.
I enjoy that look at some foreign person there.
Right. So you like the Spotlight one? We have to follow the performer.
They comes and talk until now you're gonna left hand side, you notice that at this Spotlight show, if it's 5 minutes in the show, you have to go on this left hand side with the Spotlight.
Right.
All follows what the writer said to how the person moves towards the show. If you have an artist, you know which one of the artists is going to be the number one artist. So the person coming to the side of the artist, you have to remember which one of the artists right through free show. So you can't make a mistake in the show.
Nice. So you would say working here has definitely motivated you personally.
Yes, plenty.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that has happened.
And I work with Baptiste. He does show me a lot.
Yeah.
If I can't pass on your comments like this. If I make a mistake, you make a noise, but you'll be allowed off and then
right. Yeah. And Chris, what has been your experience working here? And some of the memories, and because you've been here with us for a while.
My memories here was phenomenal because I get to work with a lot of artists from locals to international, from Rachel Price. So
yeah. We did the Chinese.
Yes, the Chinese too. Those people from Nigeria.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
we had the Cubans. We had the Cubans too.
Yeah, Cubans too.
Right. Emanuela from Nigeria. Yeah.
You get to see the different culture, one, and how they operate, how they.
Yeah.
So you learn from them as well.
Yeah.
So it was really a nice experience working with all these artists. So,
So Risia, I think we've gotten a really nice morning. I know we had some technical difficulties in
Yes.
the start, but that worked out pretty well. We were able to really get the guys going in here and trying to get the internet up and get the right connection on the internet and so on. But I think we did pretty well, and I'm sure our viewers are able to really excite themselves with that. And again, I think to close, when you're closing, talk about the fact that grassroots starts
Yes.
this Saturday. All right, so from us here at Shore Park, thank you very much. But over to you, Alicia.
Okay, everyone. Well, I kind of revealed my little setup here, but that was Mr. Arnold coming in from Shore Park Complex. I'm stationed at home, as you can see. We literally took you behind the stage this morning with our stagehands, just showing the stage, the rigging, the operation, and how that works on that end. A very fun and exciting show. We have tons more episodes with Behind the Stage. We'll be going to the maintenance department, security, as well as marketing in the coming weeks. As Mr. Arnold would have highlighted at the end, this coming Saturday, we have the premiere of our first episode in our talent competition, and that's called the Tobago Grassroots Talent Competition. That would be live streamed on Saturday at 6 p.m. on our Facebook and YouTube pages. If it's a situation where you're still interested in participating, it's not too late. You can still register. The forms are on all of our social media pages. But this first episode is really very fun and exciting. The level of talent that we have seen coming out of our contestants is just really very exciting, and we know that you guys are going to enjoy the show. So that's all that we have for today. You'll catch us back on Saturday at 6 p.m. for Tobago Grassroots Talent. Thank you so much for joining us, and as usual, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All of our handles are Shore Park Complex, where Tobago meets the world.